Lord.
People-
And we're not even looking at the camera.
we're
so-
not we're not even paying attention.
Yeah, if we were like looking at you talking, then you would realize like it's not on purpose. One day they'll realize it's on purpose, guys. There's no sound because we're giving you behind the scenes.
Yeah. Jeez, calm down, everybody. Nevertheless, welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom. The stock market is crazy and chaotic. We made it our mission to help you guys own it. We have a jam-packed day full of stuff to talk about. Earnings are today. We got some really big ones, stuff that our chaos crew is in, stuff that everybody's in, namely the apes. We got AMC certainly on the docket, but Fat Man Zoom, what's up, my man?
Not much, man. Starting 5, we got Sean Ethier, Savvy Money Show, Tim G, Cambiz Amadi, and Rudy Brown. Also, special shout out to Noah Centurion. Welcome to Level 2, my friend.
Hell
Level 2
yeah.
Chaos Crew. I feel like we're getting more Chaos Crew. There was a little bit of a lull. We're starting to get more pickup in that.
Yeah, I think he's a returning member because he is a red bear on there, but welcome back, my man.
So guys, welcome to Own the Chaos Monday. We had a great Sunday, Stock Watch Sunday. Let's keep that momentum going. Come on. It's Clover Day. It's Clover Day. Does anything else matter? Do you want to just sit here and talk Clover?
PayPal matters. Matters to me.
PayPal matters. I see Jeff Panika in here. Lots matters.
Yeah.
I did get a leap on Lots.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, Jeff, I wanted to be in it with you, brother. I don't want you to be riding solo.
I'm in Lots too. I got Lots calls.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in Lots calls. I got leaps on that. 250 strike. Did I end up getting leap? No. I didn't get leaps. I thought I was going to get leaps, and no, I got them 30 days out. I take that back.
30 days out? Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a YOLO. I'm okay with it losing it all. But I didn't want to be in it with my man. I do feel good about it.
Yeah.
I do feel good about Lots. I feel like it's been ridiculously beat down. They're having ridiculous expansion, and I'm just hoping they increase guidance. But obviously the market is the car market is one such. But
yeah, I took some YOLO money on it. I got Lots at 5, and expiration's in January, so I got a little bit of time to see what happens. But I didn't go crazy on it, just dropped $1,000 on it and just kind of see where it goes. But yeah, we're both going to be real happy if they make a Avis kind of move. For sure.
So if you guys haven't been here before, this is Own the Chaos. We come here just to talk about our journey. Active traders, active investors. It's about our community. So not necessarily teaching anything, but really just talking about our experience, answering any of your questions. If you see the bulls and the bears next to people's names, that means they're a part of the Chaos Crew, which if you're interested, click the join button. We got a Discord, a lot of activity on that. So thanks to everybody who's been engaging in Discord as well. I feel like that as well as everything's just starting to pick up.
It certainly feels like it.
Yeah, which is good.
Earnings season does that to people.
Yeah. So as far as what's on the docket today, we go live at 3:30. Monday through Thursday. And typically when it's earnings, we'll talk about any topics in the market, and then we'll get into earnings, which today, to give a rundown, the ones that stand out, PayPal, AMC, Roblox, Clover, Lemonade, if you're interested in that, Virgin Galactic, and Zynga are probably the ones. There's a lot for us to look at. So come 4:00 Eastern time, I'll go over to Twitter. We'll start looking at the numbers. Brad will pull up the charts to see any movement. But as we get into our conversation today, let us know which one you're excited about, which one you're in, which one you think's going to do well, poor, whatever your thoughts are. And if you have any questions as it pertains to these earnings, let us know. But before we get into the earnings, I want to just talk about a couple of things in the overall market.
Yeah.
Let's get this out of the way. Ethereum, all-time highs. Did Bitcoin hit all-time highs?
It did not. It's making its way there, but did not get to all-time highs yet. It was up like 6%, I want to say, at one point.
Okay.
Pull it up just to be sure. But yeah, Ethereum went up over 4,700.
It's on its way to 5K. I cannot wait till
It
5K. Next stop, 10K.
Yeah. No, it has not. So Bitcoin's at right now 65.8 and some change. And that's where it's sitting right now. So all-time highs are around 67,000. So we got a little bit to go to get to all-time highs for Bitcoin. But yeah, Ethereum was a big
What's Ethereum at right now?
Story of the day.
I think it's still over 4,700, unless it pulled back a little bit.
47.
That's a beautiful
46.
Chart. That's a beautiful chart.
Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at what's been going on over the last since October, it's been on just a tear. It seems like it's been going up every day since then. But yeah, almost 4,800, 47.97, 45 was the all-time high.
So Sleepy Hippo says Ethereum, baby, let's go. I know, man. Listen, when I first bought Ethereum, and I know a lot of you guys got in it much earlier, I was late to the game, but I got it at 600. So I'm extremely happy at where it's at. I've had it a couple times. I do want to say for anybody that's interested in it, dollar cost averaging is going to work in your favor. I wouldn't be too worried about missing the boat or FOMOing.
No.
If you want to be in it, get a little bit of it, but dollar cost average is going to win the day, especially for something like this. Moving on, I also wanted to mention, listen, generally, the market did really well. Infrastructure bill, we talked about that. Some of the big winners, ChargePoint, Cleveland Cliffs, you're in.
Yeah.
ChargePoint, I'm in. Really, all the all the charging station stocks, Nuvei, Blink, ChargePoint, they all crushed it. I think ChargePoint is still up over double digits, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, a lot of the EVs did. A lot of the smaller EVs did too. It wasn't just the charging stations or the infrastructure related ones, but a lot of the EVs continued to do well too. But yeah, ChargePoint's up 13% still on the day. So it's holding its gains really well here.
Anything surprise you about the infrastructure stocks as far as like things you thought might have moved off of it, or things that just had a major move that you weren't anticipating?
What I'm really kind of most surprised about is that Boeing just didn't do anything. It's red on the day. Like, what the hell? This is a stock, and airlines in general too. They're in the infrastructure bill and they just have had no movement. I've been really tempted to just sell my Southwest, because there's so much good news for the airlines. And maybe it's just me and my lack of patience, but we saw no movement because of the infrastructure deal. We saw no movement because international travel bans have been lifted. And that was effective as of today. And so it's just been really frustrating in the airline side of things that there's just been nothing moving over there.
Yeah. How much do you attribute that to Southwest doesn't have a ton of international exposure?
It's not just Southwest though. Delta, I think, had the biggest move out of all of them. But really none of them had any kind of movement, and they haven't been making any kind of moves to where they were at their pre-pandemic highs, which has kind of been really weird.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm still in Delta. I still feel good about Delta. I think it's only a matter of time before it moves. I think we're just going to have to see bookings in general. So we'll see what happens. Another stock that had news, but we didn't anticipate it being so positive, was Tesla. So Tesla, if you haven't heard Elon's tweet, he basically did a poll on whether he should liquidate 10% of his holdings of Tesla. He did a tweet on Sunday, and the answer was yes. So people expect him to liquidate. A lot of people are speculating that it was just kind of like a joke on his part, that he actually needs to liquidate to pay his tax bill, essentially.
Yeah.
And so he's going to have to liquidate. The stock did react poorly. Was it the reaction you thought? Was it worse? Was it not as bad as you thought?
It's about as average as I thought it was going to be. I laid out the possibilities of what could happen, but the furthest down we saw this was around 5% this morning, and it's kind of leveled out. It's now down around 4%. So I wasn't really all that shocked to see this type of movement one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is still probably going to be an opportunity. And I think we saw one of the larger banks, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but gave one of the largest price target hikes for Tesla up to $1,400 a share.
Nice.
And I can't remember the name of the company. I want to say it's someone as big as JP Morgan, but I don't think it's JP Morgan. But anyways, a huge price target hike for them.
Jefferies.
Okay. Yeah. So then they upgraded them to 1,400. It's big deal for Tesla, but yeah, I think for the big money, this wasn't coming as much of a surprise. So the panic wasn't really that dire. But maybe for some retail folks that thought that, they should probably get while they're getting good. Maybe we're in for a little bit of a surprise after the market opened, because it actually had a hell of a bounce once the bell rang.
Do you think Tesla falls below 1,000 before the end of the year?
I think it's possible. Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
I think it does. It's got to correct itself.
I like those better than us giving random just price predictions.
Yeah.
Those are better. Will it break below support or not? And if it does, Guaranteed buy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, what do you expect for the rest of the week out of Tesla? Do you think this is kind of like a one and done in one day, and then people are going to kind of forget about it and move on?
Well, this is the daily chart here. I think that what Tesla really needs to do, and this is kind of what my expectation is that they just kind of consolidate a little bit this week. I think that it wouldn't surprise me to see some sideways movement from them.
Yeah.
Just some consolidation, just to kind of show some health in the way that the stock has been reacting, because it's just been so wild lately.
So if it ended the week above 1100, you'd be optimistic about that.
I would be, yeah.
Okay, cool. And I mentioned this yesterday, I expect to see more analyst feedback, whether it's price target increases, reiterations, or whatever. And not to mention, especially if it goes under 1,000, Aunt Kathy buying back the shares she sold, which would be very logical in that Tesla's not going anywhere in their portfolios. They did some trimming, maybe get back those shares that they dropped. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. What else is good? Did I miss anything before we get into earnings? What other things are going on in the market? And I want to talk about the metaverse, AMD.
We can talk about that, but we also didn't talk about the Pfizer news either, and how it impacts some of the reopening stuff. So just real quick, it happened on Friday, so we don't go live on Fridays, as you guys might know if you've been following us. But Pfizer came out with a viral therapeutic that Dr. Scott Gottlieb, the board, one of the board members of Pfizer, and also a former commissioner of the FDA, came out and said that this puts an exclamation point on the end of the pandemic as we know it in the U.S., which is a big, bold statement from somebody like him. So if you guys didn't see the news, obviously you might have been living under a rock or somewhere other than here, but the news is huge. And so basically what the drug does is that if you catch COVID within 3 days and take this antiviral drug, there's a 90% chance that you're not going to the hospital, whether you're vaccinated or not. And that's a huge breakthrough, I think, in the fight against COVID. So I think everybody's accepted the fact that COVID is not going anywhere. It's something that we're going to have to live with for the rest of our lives. But I think something like that coming out was big. All of the other pharmaceutical companies in the space, all their competitors tanked on Friday. Moderna took the biggest hit, especially, and it was like insult to injury after Moderna had a pretty poor earnings too. They were down 30% on the week last week. But anyway, I think that this just further enforces our bullish stance on the rest of the year, Fat Man Zoom, in particular with a lot of the reopening plays.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in general, all this, as far as reopening is concerned, this happens very, very quickly. I know there's mandates that are concerned, and actually NIH is having an interesting meeting because there was a pushback from the NIH mandate with one of their doctors that essentially is not vaccinated and said, went to the ethics board and said, hey, I want a review of this. So like the smartest people in the NIH are about to have essentially the person who's pushing against it, the doctor's pushing against it, is going to lead this conversation, basically a viability of the mandate. Now, it's not that they're going to overturn it, which maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. Yeah. But it's going to be a really interesting conversation and a good conversation because this is the organization that Dr. Fauci is a part of. But I think a lot of information is going to come to light. And I think that's going to set the stage moving forward. To be honest, I think there's a very good chance that this sets the stage that restrictions are eased quicker than maybe before because you have these people who are literally in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Almost like debating on it. And it's anybody's guess. Like you know, that's what sort of scientific experiments do. It's like you try to aggregate the data and you try to use your best, I don't want to say best guess, but it's really best guess based on the data. No one really knows, but that's going to be a very interesting conversation. But
I think also just to that point, if this antiviral medication gets approved by the FDA, which all signs are pointing to yes, it's going to, then it kind of like takes away the need for a vaccine mandate. And well, at least that's the argument that a lot of people are going to make. And so I think that conversation is going to continue to be ongoing. And there's going to be a lot of questions as to, why do I need this if I can just take a drug and it all goes away? Yeah.
So that'll be one to keep an eye on. I did want to bring up AMD. AMD won the bid for making the chips for Meta platforms, previously Facebook. That's a huge thing. And the stock went off And I mean, this continues
Ridiculous.
to just dominate. However, exciting news for AMD. Congrats to anybody that's in it. NVIDIA did really well today, but on the news of that Meta platform, AMD just rocketed.
Yeah. Huge move on that.
For those of you who are interested, we actually talk a little bit about this, and we talk about the 5 stocks to watch for the metaverse. That video will be released on Wednesday. We just recorded it right before this live stream. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you're notified when we send out that video. That's a pre-recorded video, so excited about that as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up. Who was this? Avon Hunter. So this is just a comment. I can neither confirm nor deny this, but was at a meetup for programmers. Only 15% of the people had crypto. It seems like more starting programmers. A senior programmer from Coinbase doesn't own crypto. Does it surprise you that only 15% would be invested in this digital currency?
If that's true, yes, that would surprise me.
I think largely people in general don't invest.
Yeah.
I think
But
like
if you're
individually, but yeah, that's surprising.
If you're that involved, like, how do you not own any of it? That's like Mark Zuckerberg not having a Facebook page.
Maybe. I wouldn't surprise me if crypto miners, if miners didn't own it because they're making money off of mining, right? Like,
well, they're making money because they're mining it and then they own it.
Yeah, but yes. Yeah, but you have still other opportunities to make money as well. So like they're not putting their money up is my point.
Yeah.
Right. When you invest in something, it's an exchange. So it's literally zero cost.
Well, the cost
right?
is the energy cost because it's a shit ton of energy.
Yeah.
And so there's that part of it. There's a lot of overhead that's actually involved in mining for crypto, depending on what you're going after. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
So like we use this analogy all the time. Gold diggers didn't buy gold. Gold diggers found gold and sold gold.
Fair point.
You know what I mean? So I think that's how I look at it. It is initially surprising, but I think there's sort of two ends of it that you're looking at.
Yeah.
But thanks for that info. That was very interesting. Only YouTube people invest in crypto. That's definitely not true, Latifa, but I appreciate that sentiment. What's up, Daniel Camareno? NVIDIA or AMD is not running good like NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been on fire. However, this news just came out for AMD. So
AMD's up 50% since October. So I wouldn't say it's not running like NVIDIA.
NVIDIA has outperformed. However, you're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
You are splitting hairs. But I would actually, if I was a betting man, if you said over the next 3 months, because of this deal, I would actually say I would put my money on AMD outperforming.
Yeah.
Only because I feel like NVIDIA's run more and now they have this catalyst. And as we hear more about it, maybe it goes.
Either way, you can't go wrong on either one of these.
Yeah, sure. Don Fron in the house. What's up, man? Okay, so let's get into these stocks really quick because I do want to have a little bit of conversation before the market closes. I know it's going to be crazy. So earnings, we'll end with Clover. Let's just actually start with AMC and then we'll get to PayPal.
Okay.
AMC, which had a nice move today, up over 7%. AMC has earnings. Could this break? What are your expectations for earnings? Obviously, it could break out. That's a dumb question. But what are your expectations for earnings, and sort of what do you think you need to hear from them?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I don't know if there is a stock like AMC as far as ownership's concerned. We already know that 80% of shareholders of AMC are retail. So that's a massive number. And so when you look at retail investors and what they are looking for, I think all they want to hear is that AMD is alive and well, AMC is alive and well, and Adam Aaron's going to give them what they want, and that is we're back open. We're seeing increased traffic in our theaters, and we're open for business. Like there's no problems. But I think the underlying parts of this would be some of the outstanding liens that they have. They rent a lot of their space. and they're in a shit ton of debt. And so I think from a real, if I'm realistic about this, that's what I'm looking for. Are they finding ways to mitigate some of the issues they have as far as the debt and how it relates to the properties that they're renting? That's going to be something big. And are they bringing in enough revenue to actually rectify that? That's going to be the big thing. And I think a lot of investors are going to be looking for that as well. If not, it could get ugly. But I think the rose-colored glasses from retail, I think is what's going to be the real story here, and that could potentially propel AMC higher. I mean, look at how this moved when Adam Aaron talked about popcorn and how that started moving. Like, that's all it took for AMC to start to get moving. So I think that the what's actually going to happen with AMC and what's going on underneath, I think, are going to be two different stories.
So here's what's interesting about AMC. I'm glad you brought up revenue. They had a great last earnings. If I'm being objective, I'm not a fan of AMC.
Were they operating at a loss last earnings?
They were. I'm sorry. I'm speaking just like quarter over quarter.
Okay.
They made great improvements. They increased revenue. They beat.
Yeah.
So let's just say they beat.
Okay.
They were operating at a loss. They reported, pull this up. They reported, so expectations, earnings per share was a loss of 96 cents. They came in a loss of 71 cents, which is pretty handily. Revenue, 382 million. They came in at 444 million. Here's what's interesting. Not so much that they beat in the revenue, which shows growth is still there, or the comeback. I don't want to say growth, the comeback. Bro, they did 444, like considerable beat. Their estimates for this quarter were $733 million in revenue.
Yeah.
They set the bar really high. If they can beat, I think it could be good. Loss of 54 cents. So if they beat, this will be considerably better than last quarter, which we've talked about this. I don't think they need to be profitable. To your point, are we making headway?
Yeah.
And so looking at pre-COVID, if they beat, they'll actually be slightly ahead of Q4 pre-COVID. So now that I'm looking at this, I actually think I'm very optimistic. Now, I'm worried the risk is they can't get over the bar. If they miss, that's not good. If they beat, I am hella confident this should go off. So my prediction is actually they beat, and I think it's setting up perfectly for the CEO to say, hey, we got this Pfizer medication. We're going into wintertime, which is bullish for us, more productions. I think he has nothing but good things to say, and I actually anticipate increase in the outlook. So I'm saying AMC gets a move on tomorrow if they beat.
It would not be a shocker if that ended up taking place.
And it's actually set up to break out too. Just saying.
Here's the point that I'll make, and that is that the short squeeze story is over. There's nobody.
That's true.
Very small percentage of short sellers in AMC right now, because a lot of them are just like, F this. I learned my lesson. I'm out. I'm not like the apes won. Okay. You stuck it to the man as far as AMC is concerned. Now the question becomes, why are we continuing to hold? So if the argument is because we want to continue to stick it to the man and all the short sellers, well, there's nobody really short selling the stock anymore. That really want to keep their job. Let's put it that way. But so that, I guess that's the other question I think that'll just have to be answered. But either way, it wouldn't surprise me if this thing went off. And I would be in your camp. I think that this actually does go up after earnings.
Yeah. Certainly a risky play, certainly volatility. Will be interesting. I just wanted to see, I was actually just going to pull something up. I'll remember what it was. I thought it was regarding PayPal, but regardless, PayPal's the next one, has earnings. PayPal's been beaten down a little bit. Not a lot of love lately. Nothing gets you in the good graces again like a good earnings. Yes. So earnings per share estimates, $1.08, revenue $6.23 billion, which is slightly below at last earnings. What are your thoughts about PayPal, and what are you looking for?
I'm looking for them to beat, and I think that they should do it, and I think their outlook should actually be pretty good too, especially with things reopening. I would be very surprised if they came in and gave us any kind of bleak outlook for them, and I think the opportunity is great here, which is why I ended up taking 260 calls on this, so a little bit out of the money, which is Not what I've actually been doing lately, but the 260 calls are pretty far out. They're out into February. I feel really confident in PayPal. I think that these earnings could kickstart this. We look at the chart and it's actually hanging right at the bottom around 224 was where it bottomed out at. And I think that that's as low as we see it, provided that these earnings are what we're expecting them to be.
Oh, I remember what it was. FYI, 18%. Oh, so 13% short interest for AMC, for anybody wondering. Yeah, it's not a lot. Roblox, real quick. Roblox has earnings, metaverse play, digital tech, gaming, all the good stuff. Recently IPO'd. What are you looking for as far as Roblox is concerned? And are you excited about this? Are you nervous about this?
I think I'd be a little nervous about this only because people aren't as home as much as they were before. And obviously Roblox went crazy when people were locked away in their homes. And we've seen this from some of the other gaming companies, Activision and Take-Two, EA Games. A lot of these have kind of expressed that things have slowed down from a little bit, especially when you compare it to last year. And I think this is just going to continue to be a trend, but Roblox long term, I think, will be just fine. You take a look at the downtrend I just drew for you guys since June. That's exactly what this has been doing. We see lower highs from Roblox. I still remain optimistic here, but it's definitely going to be an earnings to watch because if they come in and surprise everybody, then we could certainly see a breakout above, this area around around $81. But if it doesn't, I think that this downward trend continues.
They did not have a great earnings last time.
No.
Now, if they can outperform, they missed on earnings per share, they missed on revenue. This is the challenge with newer public companies, as far as we don't have enough historical data, and they don't do sometimes they don't do a great job of setting expectations. So here's what I'll say. They were positive 24 cents earnings per share last quarter. Now they're a loss of 8 cents. If they come in positive, that obviously bodes well. They're not going to hit it now, but they could be in for $1 billion quarter next year. I think that's what takes Roblox to the next level.
Yeah, I agree.
Last but not least, Clover. Guys, get excited. Clover. Clover came into a bunch of new markets. We all know the story. It's been beaten down. Hindenburg, it wanted to get over 10. It was a meme stock for a little bit, had high short interest. Short interest is only around 18% now. But still, the market, Main Street and analysts are really bearish on it. It's at $8. I mean, I think it's just the easy call is to say it's going to go down. What are your thoughts around Clover? The revenue is growing, but they have missed earnings per share 3 quarters in a row.
I know it's been really rough. I mean, I'm positive on the healthcare industry as a whole, but man, it's gonna take something extraordinary for Clover to really kind of get out of this rut that it's been. One thing I will say is that it's formed a really nice base in this $8 range.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for opportunities for Clover, I think where it's sitting right now is certainly a good spot to consider accumulating a position at regardless.
Don Fran said 1.1 million in PayPal calls right before the bell. PayPal is going to be just fine. I think this is a great long-term investment in general, but I'm optimistic about it. However, one thing to keep an eye on with Clover, the story last quarter was COVID costs. Now, this could also bode well for them. That's the Achilles heel for them right now. They may not be able to speak to costs. Hopefully they do, but I would still be optimistic for next quarter. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be honest. I'm cautiously optimistic about Clover.
Yeah.
But I think it's as true of a 50-50 coin flip as there is.
I agree. Looking at some stuff right now, the market's officially closed and doesn't look like we're seeing too much movement out of anything just yet. I will say that Roblox is now up around 1%, but it doesn't look like there's any kind of volume there to speak of. So not really anything, I don't think, to report on just yet. PayPal's up around 0.5% as well. AMD's down around 0.5%, but this all looks pretty typical aftermarket trading. Doesn't look like there's any kind of reaction going on here just yet. But as soon as we get that, of course, we'll get you guys on that. We also have Carlots. I didn't see Carlots. Carlots is today, right?
Carlots is today.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and pull up Carlots as well.
Did you get Zynga? Virgin Galactic?
Carlots is up 15% after hours. What the fuck?
Hell yeah, boy.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Holy shit. Now we're up 17%.
I'm clipping that audio.
I don't care.
Let's go.
Let's do it. No,
That's going to be one of the
still
buttons.
rolling.
Let's go.
I don't care. Give me the goddamn numbers. It's up 20% now after hours.
Yeah, boy.
Let's
Jeff Panico,
go.
where you at, baby?
Come on, Jeff. Where's Jeff at? Let's freaking go, baby. Woo, woo. 25%. Man, don't dick tease me here. Like, don't go all the way up like this and just crash tomorrow morning.
No. I'm not feeling that. I think there's probably something. I'm trying to pull it up.
Give me some, baby. Well, if it opens where it's at right now, I'll be in the money on those calls.
Net revenue increased 128%, 68 million from 29.8 million. Retail unit sales were up 58%. Net loss. Okay, so here we go. Loss of looks like 1 cent per share. Let me see what the earnings.
Carlots is now up 30% after hours.
Holy shit. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they beat it handily. Revenue 55 million. They came in at 68.
There we
Knocked
go.
Out of the park. Loss of 21 cents. Looks like they came in at a loss of 5 cents.
Holy shit.
Or 1 cent. One or the other. I can't tell. But yeah, either way, monster.
Let's freaking go, baby.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Oh, man.
Wait, did we get Jeff Manico to respond? Michael, Hannah, where you at? You're in it too, right, Hannah? Who else is in it?
Where are my lots people? There he is. There he is. I see him.
Well, brother, how you spending those winnings, baby?
I know Jeff be sending me some stogies. He might be sending us some cigars.
Talk about conviction. I respect that, Jeff. This is what I like about Jeff, because a lot of people come after the fact and said, I had X, Y, and Z. Jeff has been standing, basically the phrase is, he's been standing in the pocket. So like when fighters stand in the pocket, that means they go blow for blow.
Yeah.
And somebody hit them in the face and they don't move. Jeff has stood in the pocket while everybody shits on lots. It was not a great community play at the time. He stood in the pocket. He said, hey, I got more of it. I believe in it. I have high conviction. Bro, respect to you. I respect anybody that can withstand the heat and still it plays off.
Yeah,
Handsomely
absolutely.
rewarded. Looks like Rajiv got lots expiring this Friday and January of 2022. Good job. Vinay's in lots leaps.
Kyle Sprouse has been in since it was our group buy.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Good job. Clover up. Is Clover moving?
Clover's up 5%. Yeah, it's up 6.5% now after hours. Let's go ahead and take a look at that chart right now. You guys are looking at the 1 minute chart, by the way, in case you were wondering. But yeah, this is a 1 minute chart here. Some nice movement on Clover right now. It's pretty good. And lots has pulled back. It was up 30% at one point, now up only around 20%. So this is what I was saying. It's like, don't tease me like this.
Yeah.
Let's hold some of those gains. That would be nice.
I'm going to pull up Clover in a second. I just want to see if there's anything in particular.
Roblox is also up 11% after hours.
Oh, man. I wanted to get us call spreads on Roblox, but we were busy.
It's all good. So yeah, right now we got our earnings from Carlots. There's about 300 of you guys in here hanging with us this afternoon. We're covering Carlots, Clover, Roblox, PayPal, AMC, most notably as far as earnings are concerned. So why don't you guys go ahead and hit that thumbs up button as we give you this information here and we kind of give you our reactions. If you guys are not part of the Chaos Crew, I encourage you guys to go down and click on that description down below as well. We put out a watch list every single day of the week that we provide for you guys for free. Come become part of the Chaos Crew. We'd love to have you guys there. Go to ownthechaos.com to get your free watch list. All kinds of other stuff there as well. You want access to my free trades, or my trades rather. My trades, my portfolio, access to our Discord group, all that good stuff. Again, go over and head out to ownthechaos.com. We'd love to have you guys as part of the crew. Roblox is now up 14% after hours and continuing to climb. Man, what a solid move from this. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Roblox chart as we await some of those numbers from some of the other earnings. What a move on this. It's now almost $90 a share after closing the day at $77. What a move.
Clover. Do you remember what I said the revenue estimates were?
For Roblox?
No, for Clove.
For Clover? I don't remember. No.
All right. So it looks like 413. Okay, so 413. Okay. Estimates were 413. It looks like it came in at 447.
For Clover?
Yeah. And in line with earnings. Oh, no. Yeah. So definitely the revenue they beat. I
Okay.
don't have earnings per share yet. Lots of 23 cents were the expectations. I'm still waiting on that.
Got it. So Clover's up 5% after hours. Pretty solid move there. We'll see if that continues to rock and roll. Carlots has pulled back here. God damn it. It's now up
I'm still optimistic.
15%. I'm still optimistic.
Those numbers are too good.
They're really good. They came out on a huge earnings beat. Fat Man Zoom and I got in on some lots before I got into it last week. A lot of our folks within the Chaos Crew have car lots as well. So pretty solid move there. Roblox, though, still waiting on those numbers, but it's continuing to climb, now up 22% after hours and still moving up. Jeez, not even a hint of selling here. Huge move. Huge move on Roblox right now. This is insane. Pretty solid there. Checking out AMC. Doesn't look like we have those numbers just yet. Pretty non-reactionary there. And then PayPal also not really getting a whole lot of movement either. I think this just looks like some pretty typical pre-earnings movement. Doesn't look like those numbers are out just yet. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that as the PayPal earnings come through. AMC as well. If you guys are just tuning in, we got you the car lots earnings, which it's looking like it's starting to make its way back up. It's up now 17, 18% on some pretty solid earnings beats there. Some really good beat there. Clover also came in and beat earnings, coming in line with their earnings per share, but beat on revenue. So pretty solid move there for Clover. Roblox, though, right now being the big winner here, now up 21% after hours.
The one thing to consider regarding Clover is I mentioned the losses surrounding COVID. So their net income is going to be worse than last year.
Yeah.
But that's expected year over year. So I don't know how big of a deal it is. Their cost per client, or they say lives under management. But that's going to be an interesting. The costs are what's going to matter. So I don't think this quarter matters. Last quarter matters. It's just like the outlook and decreasing costs, because it went from like 20 million loss of 20 million last year net income to like over 100 million this quarter. So we need it to get back to, towards profitability.
Yeah. Real quick, just want to shout out Willis is in the house. Donated the $2. Says a red hand pointing up. Thanks for that, Willis. Appreciate you hanging out, man. It's good to see you in here, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. I miss you, man. Rajiv donated $50 to the channel. Thanks so much for that, bro. That is awesome. Really appreciate the love and support. Can't thank you enough for the donates, man. That's really awesome. Roblox is making its way to $100 a share, bro.
That's unbelievable.
It's now up 24%. Do we have numbers on that yet? So just hit $96 highs here. If we go take a look at the all-time high for Roblox, I don't even know if it was at $100. Hold on, let me see. It was somewhere close, but 103.87 was the all-time high. It's now sitting at $95. So something is in that report that people are absolutely loving right now.
The metaverse.
It's got to be. It's got to be something along those lines.
So honestly, it was so bad last quarter. I feel like, all right. So revenue 637 was an estimate, came in at 642.
It's a beat there, just barely.
Beat there. Wait. No. Yeah, I think that's right. Loss of 13 cents. They actually missed that. That's interesting.
Who had a loss of 13 cents? Roblox?
Yeah, loss of 8 was the estimate. It came in a loss of 13 cents.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah.
And it's still going crazy like this? Something else is in there. Zero Blue Ox has got different numbers here.
Actually, well, some people are saying a loss of 14 cents was expected, came in a loss of 13 cents, but 637.8 is what it came in at. 636.5 was expected revenue. I'm seeing they beat on revenue, and it looks like they actually beat on earnings per share. I think the numbers are a little bit different.
Okay. It's still going crazy. 97.50 a share right now. It's up 26% after hours. Wow, what a move. This is insane. And here I was, not really all that optimistic on Roblox, but it looks like they didn't really like come in and smash. This doesn't warrant a 26% move.
No.
The beat does not warrant a 26% move. I don't know what's going on here, but there's something in that report. They got people going crazy over it. It is now continuing to move up here. Good night. So guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We got 312 of you guys hanging out with us live, so certainly appreciate that. Oh, now, and it keeps going up. We're at 320. We are awaiting the AMC earnings right now. They're not in yet. The numbers aren't in just yet. Right now the stock is trading down around 1.25% on really no volume, so doesn't look like those numbers are in just yet.
I just want to say something real quick. It's showing revenue as 509 million, which is a huge miss from Roblox, but bookings was 630. So I just want to make people aware there's a bunch of mixed numbers. I can't imagine they missed by 100 million and are going off like this. So I'm just going to stick to that 637.
Okay. Yeah, that is kind of confusing, but looking at this now, it's still up, holding up its 26% gains after hours. Just an incredible move for Roblox. If you guys were curious about car lots, they ended up smashing earnings as well. It's up 15% after hours. Did have a move all the way up to 512, but has now settled back down to 448 in after hours trading, but still pretty optimistic there on car lots. They ended up doing really well for earnings, beating on revenue and earnings per share. Clover ended up beating as well, coming in line with their earnings per share, and then ended up beating on revenue. So pretty solid move there. Nothing too crazy. It's only up around 4%, but nevertheless, we're green on Clover. I did see Lemonade. Some people commenting about Lemonade too. They had earnings as well, and that stock is down 5% after hours. So it looks like they might have reported there too. So interesting stuff so far. Bookings increased 20% over quarter three, 2020. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the bookings that's what investors are really looking for. I don't know. We have to dive in a little bit deeper into the report there to try to determine what the heck is causing this 25% move on Roblox, because just coming in line practically and barely beating on revenue and earnings per share wouldn't warrant this type of move from Roblox. Pretty crazy.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not so I know Clover had an initial good move, but I'm not so optimistic that it's going to be able to hold up.
Something else in the report?
Not sure yet. Not sure. It looks like, again, I'm not sure if this, the tough thing about Twitter is you'll get the information right away, but I'm not sure how reliable this is.
Yeah.
Because it says net income came in at a loss of 34 million, which isn't actually bad, but it says expected was 12 million. And I don't think that's right. But if that is correct, that's not good. Like that's going to spell some trouble for Clover.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like PayPal numbers might be in, and it's falling here after hours. It's down around 2% and continuing to move down.
I love how people say PayPal's Mike Hudson, PayPal's tanking. Down 2%. Peloton tanked.
Yeah.
This is some tanks. Peloton
took a big old shit.
As PayPal goes down like 10%.
AMC is up 2%. Looks like those numbers are in as well. That actually is getting a pretty decent move on. Looks like volume's really starting to come in here on AMC. Now up 3% after hours. PayPal just turned green. Now up 2.5% after hours. And that's climbing.
Nothing yet on PayPal.
I love all these people. 30 seconds in, F off PayPal. I hope you sold because it's up 4%. You emotional ninnies. Let me check back in with PayPal too. PayPal is now up almost 5% after hours. I just can't believe like some of the comments that are coming in. Oh my goodness. People, calm down. All right. AMC is also moving here after hours. That's up 4%. PayPal's up 4% after hours. But this is pretty good stuff. Roblox is still holding its gains. It's up 25% off of a pretty marginal beat on earnings and revenue. So nothing too crazy there, but no real explanation yet as to why this has a huge sudden move and after hours trading. This is up near all-time highs for Roblox, which is pretty incredible. Carlots came in and smashed earnings, and that's continuing to move up here after hours as well. And that's up almost 20%, which a lot of us in the Chaos crew are in. So pretty good move out of Carlots. So that's a pretty solid beat for
How
them.
much is it up right now?
It's 19%.
I'll take it, man.
Yeah, hell
If
yeah.
it's up over 10% tomorrow, I'm a happy man. I'm not greedy.
Me too. Me too. I'll take it. We are working on those numbers from PayPal, guys. Take some time to gather those. But yes, there is some movement on here.
Yeah, PayPal is not. I'm not seeing PayPal yet. I just want to know, Jeff, what's your cost basis on PayPal or on lots? Just curious.
Yeah.
Right. Trying to look back at PayPal. Okay, here we go. I got PayPal. Earnings per share estimates $1.07. Came in at $1.11. Beat on that and beat on missed revenue actually. Expected 6.2 billion, came in at 6.18.
So just barely missed on revenue, but beat on earnings per share. The stock is now up nearly 4% after hours. And Roblox continues to climb, bro. It's now up 28% after hours. Again, the all-time high for Roblox is $103 and some change. We're fastly approaching the $100 mark for Roblox.
Did somebody say fastly?
Yeah. No, don't trigger anybody.
Ooh, Lemonade getting its ass handed to him.
Lemonade is getting its ass handed to it. Those earnings came out, and it is down 6.5%.
And Clover's red.
Clover did turn red. PayPal's still moving up though, so that's good. I'll take that. AMC went from green to red. Do we have numbers on AMC just yet?
I'm gonna check.
PayPal looks so good right now. That's the move I wanted. That is the move I wanted. Don Fran say something about Disney. We need Palantir, Neo, and Disney to have this kind of reaction this week. Bro, I'm in the same boat. I got Disney calls today. At the money calls February. I think January, February. PayPal is now up 5%. Let's fucking go. Still rocking and rolling. Hell yeah. This felt like such a no-brainer for me. And I know there's a lot of them that are just like, oh, this has come down so far. Yes, it can go down further. 100% agree. But just the reaction that this got from Pinterest and Affirm was going crazy and everybody kind of wrote this off because Affirm's just going to take over PayPal and all this other nonsense. Which, by the way, we love Affirm, but that stock has gone ape shit and it's crazy. I don't want to be in that stock up or down right now. But this kind of felt like a no-brainer, just given how much this has moved down, and it's PayPal after all. The stock's now up 6.5%.
Love it.
Good stuff. Yeah, Jubei makes a good point. The stock was up over $300 a couple months ago. I mean, so the upside here was just really good. We can check on SPCE. Rajiv was asking about that. They had earnings today as well. Smile Direct had earnings too, but I wasn't quite sure how many people were really interested in Smile Direct, but we can take a look at that as well. SPCE is actually up 2% after.
Ooh, nice.
So it's green. AMC is still down 1%. So as soon as we get those numbers, we'll certainly share them with you as well. What was the other one? Oh yeah, SDC. Smile Direct. This was a heavily shorted stock, and it looks like it might be for good reason. The stock's now down 23%. Get wrecked. Yikes. Well, the short sellers won this one. Holy shit. That's not good. Smile Direct Club's now down to $4 after closing the day at $5.25. Woo. I think that's all-time lows for Smile Direct, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at the weekly. 364 is the all-time low back in April of this year.
I have AMC earnings. Earnings per share estimates, loss of 42 cents. They missed. They came in at a loss of 44 cents. They did, however, beat on revenue, 708 million, where estimates came in at 763 million.
Yeah. Okay. So a little bit of a mixed earnings for AMC. And the stock is kind of reflecting that. So they ended up missing earnings per share. I'd be curious what their outlook looks like. So, because I think the outlook would more than likely be what influences the stock, especially on a mixed earnings like that.
Yeah. By the way, I was correct. The revenue for Roblox was 638 million. It beat on revenue.
So they beat on revenue and then they beat on earnings per share.
Correct. Yeah.
Earnings per share, they beat by 1 cent.
Yeah.
And beat on revenue as well. But this stock, bro, is still going. It's up 31%, just over $100 a share, 101.77, the high in after hours trading. And guys, that, like I said, $103 and some change was the all-time high for Roblox. I can't believe this move. This is insane. Holy shit. Wild, bro. Absolutely wild.
That is wild.
PayPal's still looking great. If you guys are just tuning in, we went over a lot of earnings so far. So Smile Direct shit the bed. We didn't even go over those earnings. Not really any need to. Virgin Galactic's up around 1.5 or 1.25%. Lemonade also missed earnings badly. Carlots came in and crushed earnings. They're up considerably, around 18%. That looks good. Clover came in. They beat and came in line with earnings and beat on revenue, and that looks pretty good. But the stock is not really reflecting that. It's now down 1.5%. So not too much movement there. Roblox absolutely is just going crazy. And we can't really give you a good reason as to why it's up 30% off of those earnings numbers. There's got to be something else in the report. We might have to come back and give you our response to that tomorrow and tomorrow's stream. But so far, this is like the craziest move I've seen on a stock that barely beat earnings. And then there's PayPal. They came in and beat earnings per share, barely missed on revenue by 200 grand or something.
Yeah.
And so pretty solid move on PayPal. That's up 5%.
Yeah. It been beaten down so much. I mean, and it was, if you recall, it was really, you could say partly there was an investigation of Visa as it pertained to incentives towards companies like PayPal. But more importantly, at the same time was the announced partnership with Pinterest, or speculation around that, which actually PayPal came out and said, hey, that's not happening. But the stock never went back to those levels before the announcement. So this is ripe for this kind of move.
There's a couple of people in the comments. Is it Zaluter? And it looks like also
Zlider.
Tob Alms. PayPal and Amazon announced a partnership. So maybe there's something in there. Also creating the move here. Man, Roblox is just crazy. Still holding its 30% gains here after hours. It looks like it wants more. That's wild. Absolutely wild. So pretty crazy earnings so far, guys. Why don't you go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you guys are enjoying the stream so far. If you're new, we do this every day. Monday through Thursday, we go live. We take the day off on Friday because there's not a whole lot that goes on Friday anyway. But at 3:30, we'll give our reaction to earnings and anything else that's going on in the stock market. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We certainly would love to have you guys hanging out with us every day and kind of giving our reactions and our thoughts on what's going on in the market.
Tobe says Venmo is on Amazon starting 2022.
Oh, no shit.
SPCE looks like they beat on revenue, missed on earnings per share. Estimates for earnings per share with loss of 25 cents came in at a loss of 32 cents. Revenue, 2 million expected, came in at 2.6 million.
Oh, so 2 more people signed up than they expected to.
Yeah, right.
Was it like 300,000, 600,000 to go up in space? Crazy.
Rajiv said, guys, remember a stock called Wish? Been holding it since last earnings. They have
don't remind
earnings tomorrow, right?
I don't think they're tomorrow. I think they're Wednesday, maybe.
Yeah, Wednesday after hours.
Yeah.
So we'll be live for that. Tomorrow, though, do have good earnings. I'm excited. Pre-market Palantir. I've been holding for that. If you can pull up that chart, somebody asked me when I would be out. I'm actually probably going to hold on to this for the foreseeable future. But if you can go to the daily on that bad boy,
Yeah.
I'm yeah, I wouldn't. I think this should be over $30. I mean, I'm excited about their guidance. See what they have. They just had that nearly $1 billion contract that was announced. Bearish side, they are potentially losing a contract with Microsoft, but there's just so much bullishness to be had as far as Palantir is concerned. I'm green on it, so I'm just going to hope it continues to run. But in addition to that, Brad, yours, DR Horton, that's pre-market as well. After hours, we have Neo, Coinbase, Fubo TV, Upstart, Plug Power, Win, Unity, DoorDash, action-packed after hours tomorrow for our live stream.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for DR Horton as well. I got two call options on this one at 92.50, which I'm in the money on, and another one that's kind of like more of a YOLO trade. Didn't put a whole bunch of money into it, but it's out at 125, and they both don't expire till way far out. So I'm optimistic about tomorrow, but I'm also optimistic about the future in that Roblox did end up popping up over all-time highs. Let's go back to the 1 minute chart. This was up at 36% at one point. Now 105 is what it hit here. Just an insane move. Guys, that's going to do it for us this afternoon. Again, if you want to get a watch list from us for absolutely free, every day we put one out. Put a lot of work into that, and we actually do crush it on that watch list. Just ask anybody in the crew. They're in the chat there. They'll tell you. Being part of the Chaos crew is a great, just being part of a great community. We certainly would love to have you guys there. Check out the link in the description. It's at ownthechaos.com. We'd love to have you guys as a part of the crew. Not only that, but there's also, you can check out getting access to my portfolio as well as my trade alerts, being part of the Discord, all that good stuff over at ownthechaos.com. Make sure you check that link down in the description. We'd love to have you guys there. Anything else, my man?
Is Clover green on open or not?
Is Clover green on open? I think it should be, yeah.
I hope so. Pray. I don't even need it to be running up. If it could just be even and then lots just continues to go off, I'm happy. Looking forward to it tomorrow, guys. We will see you tomorrow's live stream. Don't forget to tune in. Hit that subscribe button, baby. Bye.
Bye.